It's Monday, January 20th, 2020. Here's what's happening. A house destroyed by fire in Jamestown will be torn down. Plus, a man is facing charges after allegedly hitting a woman and taking her car.
And a look over the ski slopes in Holiday Valley and Ellicottville shows you the snow that came down over the weekend. We'll talk about that, plus the 7-day in just a few as the news starts now.
From the team that puts coverage first, this is your source for breaking news. WNY News Now.
And thanks for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould. The house destroyed by fire this morning on Spring Street in Jamestown is slated to be torn down. The Jamestown Fire Department was called to 614 Spring Street just before 6:45 a.m. Mayor Eddie Sundquist, who was at the scene helping coordinate city resources, says in order to put out the fire, crews have to demolish the structure.
We have these beautiful homes in the city, and sometimes when they go up in flames, they're not only difficult to control, but they have to be removed from the city. They have to be demolished. You know, it is sad to see it. It's right next to a beautiful old church, the AME Blackwell Chapel. Luckily, that hasn't been damaged in any way, besides some smoke, so that's great.
Now, crews dealt with slick roads and bitter cold temperatures as they fought the fire. Sundquist says the city's Department of Public Works brought in sand and salt to help treat that brick roadway. A woman who lives across the street told us that she woke up to the sound of glass breaking and a man screaming for help.
I heard a bang and somebody saying, "Help me," and I thought it was them just arguing, and I happened to hear glass breaking, and I ran to my door and looked out, and I grabbed my phone and called 911.
Now, the woman says 4 years ago, she was victim to a house fire just blocks away from where she lives now. She says reliving that experience was difficult. Officials say the man made it out of the house before the fire spread, and no injuries were reported as a result of the fire. Well, other news we're following, a City of Jamestown man was arrested after allegedly punching a woman in the face and taking her vehicle without permission yesterday morning. Jamestown police say that 38-year-old Robert Ridgway Jr. was arrested after returning to the Forest Avenue address while police were investigating that incident. Ridgway is charged with third-degree unauthorized use of a vehicle and second-degree harassment. Officers say the victim's vehicle was located parked a block away and recovered by the owner. And a Randolph man is facing charges for allegedly hitting a woman with a glass bottle during a dispute Saturday afternoon on Main Street in the town of Randolph. The Cattaraugus County Sheriff's Office says the woman was taken to UPMC Chautauqua Hospital for treatment. Deputies say that 38-year-old Joshua Meckham was arrested and charged with second-degree assault Sunday afternoon at a Conewango Valley address. Meckham was processed and released with an appearance ticket for the town of Randolph court. Well, today marks a day to honor one of the world's most renowned civil rights leaders. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day was first officially declared a national holiday in 1983 by President Ronald Reagan, though the first national celebration didn't take place until 3 years later. Dr. King was born on January 15, 1929 at Atlanta, Georgia. He was a Baptist minister and later a social activist. He led the U.S. civil rights movement starting in the mid-1950s, delivering his famous "I Have a Dream" speech on the March on Washington on August 29, 1963. King was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize a year later. He was assassinated in Memphis, Tennessee on April 4, 1968. Many government offices are closed today, including the post office. Most banks are also not open in honor of the holiday. Certainly an amazing civil rights icon that still affects our life today, for sure. Hopefully everybody is having a great day and enjoying some of the sunshine. Let us know if you're off from work today. Maybe school's closed as well during this holiday remembrance. So hopefully you all are enjoying the day. Let's check in with the comments. Got to say hello to Rod. He says, chilly Monday for sure. And our top story with that fire scene, Rod, firefighters having a heck of a time battling that blaze there on Spring Street because of this bitter cold that was out there, certainly not making their jobs any easier. Gary says house fires always terrible. Certainly are, Gary. Luckily, though, nobody hurt here. Seth, a shame in so many ways. Hello to Victoria as well. Hopefully you're having a good day. Thanks so much for being here on WNY News Now. Let's switch gears and check in with a look at our First Defense weather forecast. Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter is standing by with more on that. And Dakota, things really are looking pretty good across the area today. Lots of sunshine popping around.
Week, and there you go. Now I think you can hear me. And you can see the sunshine we have downtown right now from the top of the Doubletree Hotel. On the hour, it is 20 degrees with mostly cloudy skies being reported. This is well below the average for this time of the year. Again, we should be into the lower 30s this time of the year, but hey, it's winter. This is what it's supposed to feel like. Northwest wind at 9 brings our wind chill down to only 10 degrees. Yikes. That's what it feels like when you step outside. 31 was the high yesterday, but this is where we started the day. 10 above zero. The averages are 32 and 14, 59 and 19 below zero are in the record books for today. 1907 and 1994 were the dates set for that. So through the afternoon today, any lake effect snow that we have cuts out through the afternoon hours. Otherwise, it turns partly to mostly sunny. These are the high temp ranges, 16 on the highest hills to 27 near the Lake Erie shoreline with that northwest wind 5 to 10. But the week actually turns a little quieter until the weekend, a little unsettled. We'll talk about it in just a few minutes. Back to you, Justin.
All right, Dakota, thank you very much. Coming up, a lot more local news to tell you about. The man accused of setting a historic diner on fire last year was in court, the latest on his case. And later, how this past weekend's winter weather helped those looking to enjoy the slopes in our area. Stay with us.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvanna Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer, plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you. When you're on the go, stay in the know by downloading the WNY News Now mobile app. Stay up to date on local news, weather, and sports that matter to you. Plus, subscribe to breaking news and weather alerts from the team that puts coverage first. In addition, watch news as it happens with the Southern Tier's only 24/7 streaming network. Download the WNY News Now app right now. It's free on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
Welcome back to WNY News Now. The man accused of setting a fire that destroyed the historic Mayville Diner appeared in court last week. 40-year-old Michael Ellis, who owned the nearly 70-year-old diner, was charged with third-degree arson. That's a Class C felony following the December fire. Several Mayville residents were in the courtroom as well, showing their support for that small-town establishment that was burnt to the ground. This was Ellis's first court appearance since he was charged in the case. Ellis waived his right to a preliminary hearing. His lawyer says the case will now move forward to county court.
There's a 6-month period from when Mr. Ellis was charged within which the matter is either resolved by way of a plea or through an indictment.
Now, the Chautauqua County Sheriff's Office says a deputy on patrol first spotted smoke coming from the diner on Monday, December 9th, just before 11 at night. Several area fire departments then battled the blaze into the overnight hours. The diner was determined to be a total loss and demolished. Well, the question of whether employers can refuse to help to pay for both birth control is now heading to the highest court in the land. The Supreme Court agreed last week to hear 2 appeals challenging a lower court's block against exceptions to what is called the contraceptive mandate. That's a regulation that requires employers to provide birth control without a copay through health insurance plans they provide to their employees. It's part of the Obama administration's Affordable Care Act. Churches were exempt from the beginning, but the Trump administration expanded that exemption in 2018 to an employer with a religious or moral obligation. Lower courts blocked that expansion. The justices will hear appeals from the president's administration and one group of nuns challenging that injunction. Their decision will determine if employers can be forced to include contraceptive in their health insurance plans. It is likely to come down shortly before the presidential election later this year. Well, America just had one of its best months for new home construction in the past 13 years. The Census Bureau released the data, and they say new home construction has reached an annual rate of 1.6 million homes in December. That's nearly 17% higher than November's rate, and it's the highest rate since December of 2006, before the financial crisis. Economists have all actually expected the rate of new home construction to drop in December. The big December jump has some analysts concerned about a big correction in January's rate. Well, Elon Musk's SpaceX intentionally blew up a rocket as it successfully passed a critical test to fly people to space. Sunday's test simulated a situation where the launch was cut short, triggering the Crew Dragon spacecraft to separate from the rocket. The spacecraft then moved itself away from the rocket, then used parachutes to safely get back to Earth. The rocket had been reused several times, so it was destroyed for the purposes of the test. And there are other tests left, but officials say they can now start the verification process to deem Crew Dragon ready for its first mission with an astronaut aboard. Pretty cool, and my grandparents actually are snowbirds. They live here in Jamestown normally throughout the year, and they just made it down there to their condo in Florida, and they got to watch this live from their backyard. So
Awesome.
it's always really cool to see, and I can't believe it. We're going to be in space, and for people who don't know, there are American astronauts on, say, the International Space Station, but NASA says that they have to use other countries like Russia to get them there. So now with the privatization of the Space Force through SpaceX, they will be able to use almost like if you're going to buy a plane ticket, I guess, if you think about it.
Buy a plane ticket and go out.
And go somewhere.
Right.
Now you can do that to space. Obviously, I don't think they're going to be dishing out plane tickets to you and I anytime soon. But
Well, they could.
Would be pretty cool.
You
I think
never
it'd be
know.
pretty pricey.
They could contact us, be like, hello, can you send 3 of your best reporters, please?
Right? Yeah, absolutely. Gosh, that'd be cool. that'd be one heck of a thing. So hopefully everybody's having a great day. Thanks so much for tuning in here. Got to say hello to Scott. Hopefully you're doing well. Victoria, she says, yeah, it's cold today, Victoria, and you're right. Eugene says, bundle up in Jamestown. Absolutely burr. And you know what, Dakota? That's one of the biggest things. I woke up this morning and I did not have to shovel off my car all weekend. Mainly because I stayed inside all weekend. I was like, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, so
Sunday
did I.
was the first time I saw daylight, for real. And that bit me in the butt because this morning I spent like literally a half an hour cleaning off my car. And it was bitter cold, so never doing that again. Now I'm going to go out halfway through the storm, shovel it off, and hopefully I should just build a garage. That's what I should do. A carport.
Yeah, carport. Yeah.
So, but
Everybody needs one of
nevertheless,
those.
lots of sunshine out there today. It's cold.
Yep.
It looks warm though. It feels
does.
warm with the sun.
Yeah, with the sun beating down on you, it does feel warm. Now, I wanted to start off with this, if we can take the main graphics. Jay, do you know what that is?
Is that lake effect snow?
Yes, but do you know where it is coming from?
Is that coming from the Finger Lakes?
Ding, 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 ding,
Oh,
ding,
look
ding,
at
ding,
me.
ding, ding. Winner,
I'm
winner,
good.
chicken dinner. We have a winner. This is snow that is coming off the Finger Lakes. Now, this doesn't happen very often, but what ended up happening was we had a cold northwest wind aloft, and of course, with that northwest wind, it was dragging in moisture coming off Lake Ontario. So every Finger Lake basically generated its own lake effect response last night. How cool is this? I mean, this doesn't happen very often, so that was seen very well on the radar. And actually, here it is on the live First Defense Doppler. We still have a few of these light lake effect snow showers coming in off the Finger Lakes, coming through basically areas north of Binghamton. But man, how cool is that to see? We don't see that very often. That was really cool to see. 10 was the official low this morning in Jamestown, 17 Dunkirk, 21 over in Erie. How about 5 in Wellsville, 4 Olean, 3 Bradford. You want to go lower? How about 1 little lonely degree in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada? So it was a frigid morning this morning, but hey, it's winter. This is what it's supposed to feel like around here. And but we'll have one more day of this. Snow totals from the weekend event. There was some discrepancy regarding snow totals, but this is what we got in officially. So again, your total may vary depending on where you are. Perrysburg in the hills of Cat County, 20.9 inches from Saturday and Sunday. Forestville, 13 inches. Franklinville, 12.5. Little Valley, 11 inches. Gary, 10 inches. And Jamestown, officially from a spotter report, 8.4 inches. But please keep in mind, but again, lake effect is so localized, your total is going to vary depending on your location. This measurement was taken, I believe, a couple miles northeast of the city line. So just because it was northeast of the city line, if you live in the southern part of the city, your total may vary. So please keep that in mind, that your totals could very well vary here. So through the day on MetroCast, we'll probably top out around 20 degrees. This is where we're at right now. So probably about 20, 21, that'll likely do it through the day. But at least the sun will make it look and feel a lot warmer than it is out there. 19 degrees by the time we go to 5 o'clock. The clouds will start to thicken up, but at least no snow falling out of them. It won't be until later tonight when we start to get the snow to fall again. Maybe 17 degrees, very light snowfall accumulation, if anything. I don't expect a big deal out of that. Let's talk about what's coming up here, because the week is going to be one of these weeks where it's just going to be kind of all over the place once again. So we stay in the freezer once again. Somebody left that freezer door open, and that's why it's cold out there. A quieter pattern takes shape through much of the week, so it is going to be a little bit quieter. We turn milder again by late next week. Again, these up and down temperatures continue, and we are keeping our eyes on the weekend. Potential for another weekend storm. We don't know all the details yet. It's looking like it's going to be a rain and snow mix, but please keep in mind we're way out in voodoo country with this, and anything can happen between now and then. So, of course, we'll keep you updated with the very latest as we go throughout the week. Zone forecast right near the shoreline. This is often going to be the warmest spot today, used figuratively. So maybe around 25 degrees, Harbor Creek, 20 in Wattsburg. This is what it's supposed to feel like around winter today. In winter with a northwest wind 5 to 10. The inland areas here, a little cooler here. Maybe Franklinville, 18, Olean, 17. Down in the valleys, you tend to not warm up as quickly. So again, you may only stay down into the upper teens. Cold afternoon, but any snow showers we have will cut out for the afternoon. Next 7 days of your life on planet Earth, 24 degrees tomorrow. And again, that's still below average. Just a few light snowflakes. I don't expect a major deal out of that. Wednesday, we rebound nicely, mid-30s. Lots of sunshine out there. Few more clouds on Thursday. Warmer still. We're up to near 40 again on Friday, mostly cloudy. There's the weekend potential, Saturday and Sunday. It's looking like basically at this moment, it's looking like a rain and snow mix, but please keep in mind this could change throughout the week, and of course, we'll keep you updated with the very latest as we go throughout the week. Justin and Norm?
All right, Dakota, thank you very much. Norm's here with a look at what's coming up in sports.
That's right, Justin. Coming up in sports, the Jamestown Rebels had their 2-game home series against the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Knights over the weekend. We'll tell you the results on what happened when WNY News Now returns.
Want weather now? Download the WNY News Now mobile app and stay up to date on severe weather alerts. Plus, anytime hazardous weather strikes, stick with the Southern Tier's only 24/7 streaming network that keeps you safe. You're all in a tornado warning, so now is the time to go to a safe place, small room, lowest floor, near the center, away from windows. What are you waiting for? Download the WNY News Now mobile app today. It's free in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
WNY Sports Now is powered by Phone Zone of Jamestown. With the largest inventory around, we buy and sell our own merchandise at a price that can't be beat. Have a broken screen? We'll fix it. Learn more at phonezoneshop.com.
Happy Manic Monday, sports fans, and welcome back to WNY News Now. I'm Norm Rodriguez with a look at sports. Over the weekend, the Jamestown Rebels took on the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Knights for a 2-game home series. Jamestown won Friday's game 5-1 and lost on Saturday 5-2, now winning 2 of their last 3. With their win on Friday, the Rebels are out of last place in the East, being 1 point ahead of the Northeast Generals with 29. The Rebels will be back in action on Friday night at 7:05 as they will host a 2-game series versus the Maryland Black Bears. Sticking with hockey, tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, the Buffalo Sabres will host the Ottawa Senators. Buffalo's 3-game winning streak was snapped on Saturday, losing to the Nashville Predators 2-1. The Sabres are currently in 5th in the Atlantic with 51 points, 6 points behind the Toronto Maple Leafs. On the opposing end, Ottawa is in second to last in the same division with 42 points, 14 points ahead of the last place Detroit Red Wings. The game will be televised on MSGB and the NHL Network. The wait is over, football fans. For Super Bowl 54, it will be a West Coast team battle with the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the San Francisco 49ers. KC got to their first Super Bowl since 1969 with a 35-24 victory over the Tennessee Titans in the AFC Championship game on Sunday, making the clock on Tennessee's Cinderella playoff run strike midnight. It will also be the second appearance for Chiefs head coach Andy Reid, who guided the Philadelphia Eagles to Super Bowl 39. On the opposing end, San Fran punched their ticket to their 7th Super Bowl in franchise history by defeating the Green Bay Packers 37-20 in the NFC Championship game on Sunday. The Niners are now in their 2nd Super Bowl in 7 years and the first under head coach Kyle Shanahan. KC is 1-1 all-time in the Super Bowl, while San Fran is 5-1. That's it for sports today. Back to Justin and Dakota.
Alrighty, Norm, thank you very much. Well, certainly this weekend, Dakota, was wintry and snowy and not a great time for a lot of people out there, but a ton of people who wanted to go out and hit the slopes. They had probably one of the best weekends for it. Here's some video from Ellicottville where people were out hitting the slopes and checking out shops. Workers at the Ellicottville pizza shop say it's been busy and they are thanking the weather for it. They say a lot of their customers come from Holiday Valley, which is just around the corner. And on Sunday, that resort was packed. Skiers and snowboarders traveled from all around, including places like Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and Canada. Jane Esbaugh, she's their marketing director. She says the weather's been up and down most of the winter, so she's happy to put away the snowmaking machines and let Mother Nature do her thing. Okay, I'm not sure if we have that soundbite or not. We were going to talk to her, but nevertheless, Dakota, certainly it's a great time out there on the slopes, and we've seen that really the last couple of days and weeks have been sort of a struggle, I think, for a lot of ski resorts to try to come out and get snow on these slopes. But finally now, it looks like Mother Nature
is finally starting to cooperate. Yeah. And you know, the thing is with this winter is, for those of us who are not big-time snow fanatics, if we're not snowboarders or skiers or whatever, we would rather have the kind of winter that we have been having, where it's been up and down, warmer temperatures, some rain, a little bit of snow.
We get a break from it.
Right. But then again, if you're one of these people who likes to ski and snowboard, this has not definitely been one of the best seasons. But the winter is still young. We're only about halfway through the winter. So, again, what I always say, January, February, March, don't laugh at it if it starts quiet, because those 3 months can often come and hit us like a ton of bricks.
Oh, yeah. So hopefully that's not the case, but sometimes it is, you know. And we can't control the weather. That's the one thing we can't control.
That's definitely true. Let's take a look at the day planner for tomorrow. So we're going to start tomorrow into the teens, around 17 degrees. We're only going to warm up into the mid to upper 20s through the day. So it's going to be another chilly day with a west wind averaging around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Some light snowflakes, but I don't think this is going to be a big deal. Most people should pick up less than a half an inch of accumulation from that.
All righty, Dakota, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
One final check of the comments and say hello to Ruth Ann. TR, thanks both for joining us here on the broadcast. We appreciate it. Gary says, thanks, guys. It's awesome having a local independent news. Well, we appreciate that, Gary. I always love telling the stories and the good, bad, and the ugly from our area, so we appreciate you being here. Good afternoon to Lori as well. Hopefully you're having a good day. That's going to do it for us here today. We're back tomorrow with a look at more local news headlines. In the meantime, you can stay with us when you're away from your social media by downloading our mobile app. It's free in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. See you tomorrow.